What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I'm 50 years old, single, and invisible to men. I'm done with pursuing relationships, and I'm okay with that. But is she? Let's check it out.
So I have decided to give up on pursuing relationships. And the reason why I've decided this is, oh my God, not a whole bunch of them, but there's a few reasons.
Let's hear it.
One is that I'm in my 50s, and I find that for me, 50s is the invisible age when it comes to women. This is just my viewpoint, and it seems like my experience. And it seems like men in their 50s want to date women in their 40s, and men in their 40s want to date women in their 40s and 30s. And 20s, and the same thing with men in their 50s, but nobody touches 50s for women.
By the way, guys, just want you to know that this right here is the true definition of a woman hitting the wall, right? Is when she acknowledges that she can no longer compete with her younger self. Eventually, women do acknowledge that they've hit the wall. I mean, men may see it before they do, but when a woman acknowledges it, that's when it's really happened. And this is what she's explaining. She's explaining not being able to compete with younger women as much as they think they'll be beautiful forever. What's the saying? Beauty is a short tyranny. Let's keep listening.
Like, we're done for. And of course we're not. But, society, you know how that works, right? And so I was on a dating app, and I realized that the men who were attracted to me, I wasn't attracted to them, and the men who I was attracted to were not attracted to me. And so that was very difficult. I did talk to a few of the men that I wasn't immediately attracted to because I read through their profiles. And but I find that when I talk to them, they were great people. It's just that I gotta be physically attracted as well, right? And so I take care of myself. I'm very physically active. I like to work out.
That's good.
I like to run. I'm always on the go. I mean, I'm on the same type of go I was on when I was 35 and 36, 37, 38. I'm not on the relaxation go where, I'm just going to go to a jazz club or get a lawn chair and listen to some blues. I ain't there. That's just not my thing. I am on the go. And so I'm looking for someone with the same energy level. But the ones that have the same energy level aren't interested in me. So that's the funny part. And then, there are the men who have been married and they're done. They've been married once, twice, 3 times. They've paid alimony, child support, and they're done with that.
Right.
They're thinking about their future and their retirement, and they cannot take the chance on losing money like that. So it's either cheaper to keep her or just don't get married. I agree with them. I really do. And so I get it. But that's just one of the reasons why I'm just sort of kind of tired of the pursuit, right? And then, there are so many other reasons, but I think those are most of the reasons. The other thing is that I want someone who's able to accept me right where I am. And when I say where I am, how I look, and not ask me to change my hair or my clothes. I can't do that.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
So let me get this straight. You're looking for somebody to accept you where you're at. You don't want to have to change, but you cannot accept a man who's interested in you where he's at. You guys see, you start to, you let a woman talk long enough, you start to see the delusion, because you're essentially asking that man to compromise. Because the guys who aren't deciding to lock you down, the guys who are just using the women in their 50s for either just fun, busting the cheeks, whatever it may be. There are reasons why they don't want to lock those women down. A lot of these women are set in their ways. And then the other part of it is their youth has been compromised, with time. But for majority of these women, they're just difficult and they're probably not going to change. But listen to her. She's like, but I want to be accepted for who I am, and I don't want to have to change. Lack of compromise, right? Lack of compromise is where you see they want to have it all. They want to get the men and attract the men who they don't qualify for, want those men to change while they still remain the same at almost every stage of life. That's modern women for you. Let's keep listening.
I'm not going to do that. So that's another thing.
Right.
I think we are just in a day and age where we just need to be ourselves and find people who can connect with us on that level. And if they can't, we got to let them go. The other thing is I don't
Or die alone.
want to deal with insecure people, jealous because I spoke to someone, or jealous because I'm still cool with my ex-husband, who we haven't been together in years and we will never get back together.
But does he still smash? I mean, even if it's just conversation, it's still a problem. And she still wants to keep male friends. See, guys, this is that shit, man. This is that shit.
Never get back together. But we're cool. So every now and then he'll call me once or twice a year to check on me. See,
Oh, yeah, he he's still that. But we're cool, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's still hitting that.
I'm doing, and I might do that too. But you get some guys who's like, hell no, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't even date you if I'm going to cheat on you with my ex-husband. And so I need a relationship where there's 100% trust.
Do not believe for a second that these women who are friends with their ex-husbands aren't letting those husbands either smash once in a while, right? He's getting them cheeks, bro. That's the unfortunate reality. Do not give in to this. It's okay to have your ex-husband, male friend, be in constant communication with you. I mean, if you have kids and you guys are talking about that stuff, cool. But this friend vibe of like, yeah, we may talk for a little bit. You guys know how men are, bro. He sometimes flirts with her. He sometimes gets sexual with her. The conversations get kind of heated, and you know what I mean? That's the reality of the situation. All these women pretty much are the same, it seems like, at every age. Right? They don't understand how this thing works. And again, people thought Kevin Samuels was evil for saying, buy a dog and die alone. But that's what these chicks want to do. The only difference is that, contrary to what people thought about KS, is he actually thought he could help them. I'm here to expose the truth to men and some women who can handle a little bit of coffee, so you can navigate this world a little bit easier. My bad, man. I'm over here talking. Let's keep listening.
Because I want to trust him and I want him to trust me. And if we can't be on that level of trust, then there's no reason for us to date, because it's crazy to go through a relationship not trusting. It's just really bananas. And I don't know why people do that. It's torture. So I just feel, the last reason is because I am not an Instagram model. No. As you can see, I am just your average attractive woman. I'm not beautiful. I'm not, pretty, but I'm attractive. And I think men at almost all ages, except for maybe over 60, are looking for Instagram models. They're looking for the BBLs, the tiny waistline. I'm not saying all of them are, but it sure does seem like it.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Men like to maybe look at those women, but very, 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 very few men actually think, wow, I'd love to date that. No, they're not. This is cope.
And cool. That's cool. But I think that a lot of us are missing out on some really cool, mentally and emotionally stable people like me. But no one wants to experience.
She thinks she's... Oh, man. Oh, man. It's always the people who claim to be emotionally and mentally stable who probably are not, man. I mean, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? We all, everybody's strange in their own way. I don't think to myself, you got it all there up in the head. Nah, man, life is trauma. You don't get to 50 years old and can't be compatible with somebody and not. When I say crazy, guys, I just mean it's just funny to hear somebody say emotionally, mentally stable like me. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We all have our shit here, there.
I think people want to experience whatever it is that's out there. And then they want to say that women are crazy. But then I'm here. And many women like me are out here who are ready to be supportive and understanding and loving. And we'll go to Timbuktu to make sure you're okay. But I don't think a lot of people want that. I think they want this beauty on their arm, and they're hoping that beauty is stable.
But that's what you want. You're not concerned about the emotional and mental health of the guy. You said you want the beauty, right? Physical attractive, which is cool. But the older you get, you got to compromise on some of that stuff. You're not going to attract the guy who's in peak physical condition and also is your age, because he's got more women checking for him for a long-term situation than you have checking for you. He's able to bring more to a long-term relationship, can still have children. This woman's talking about loving and understanding when she has standards that she's not willing to break. The understanding person is a person who's open to compromise. Guys, am I wrong? Comment down below.
And emotionally stable. Many of them are, but many of them aren't. And good luck with that. So, yeah, I've given up. I'm done. And I'm going to be traveling, and I'm going to be doing my thing.
What a surprise.
And I won't be pursuing it anymore.
Right.
But why don't you guys let me know in the comments what you're doing. Have you given up? Are you going to pursue it to the end? What kind of guy are you looking for? What kind of woman are you looking for? What kind of person are you looking for? And how has it been for you? And even tell me if you have a great relationship and it's going well. Tell me about that, because I want to live vicariously through you. So please comment, and maybe we can have some fun discussing this stuff. All right, that's all I got.
All right, guys, there you go. You heard it for yourself. We have a 50-year-old plus woman here who is struggling with dating. You guys heard the whole thing, right? As always, we're going to check out some of these comments and see what the people have to say. First comment here from a gentleman says, elderly women in their 50s do have a hard time. Good luck with your search, this gentleman says. Another commenter here says, ma'am, stop gaslighting, making things up for all men. Hush and be feminine. Whoa. Someone drinks coffee. Another comment here from another man says, I know a lot of women in your situation. They can't find anyone, he says. It's going to be difficult. Lower your expectations or stay alone. This is facts. But again and again, what do you find? Women who are out here crying about how they can't find anybody. Guys, there's guys out here. There are men out here who would wipe this chick up. The problem is what? Delusional standards and expectations. This next commenter says, you don't change, but you want the man to change. There you go. All right, that's what we were talking about. Another comment here says, I was 58 years old when I married my second husband, who was 10 years younger than I am. We know that's pretty common, because the older women get, the more that they attract younger men. She responds and says, love this. Congrats. Another person here says, I would date you and I'm 54, with the heart eye emojis. And she responds and says, you made me smile. Thank you. Another great example of how there's men out here who find this woman attractive. She's not gonna date this guy because she thinks she deserves a high earner, has to be physically fit. You don't get to have those same type of expectations as your sexual market value, not personal value. Sexual market value in the dating market decreases. Another comment here says, ladies, just go out and have fun. Don't worry about dating. That's what they're all doing. Another commenter here says, don't never say you are not beautiful, because honey, you are beautiful. Some support there. Here's another chick that says, I totally agree with what you said. I'm in the same place, 52, she says, and struggling. Another comment here says, I gave up dating in 30s, spun the block on my ex and married him. Damn. Well, that's kind of smart, right? That's kind of smart. Went back to the ex and actually locked him down. So there are women out here who say, you know what? Nah, I'm not willing to die alone. Which is why it's difficult to feel bad for these chicks. Most of them, they choose that situation. Here's another comment that says, you look fantastic. Another comment says, the hardest part to find is someone I found attractive to me so I can try something new, since he seems to check majority of boxes. Another person here added, I gave up years ago. I'm so much happier. I found a man, did not guarantee happiness. I'm alone, but never lonely. Probably has cats. Here's another comment from another woman that says, you look so much younger than 50, but I think you're pretty, with the heart eye emojis, and beautiful. Embrace this season of life. Beautifully articulated as well. Here's another comment that says, I definitely know the feeling when you said when you find someone attractive and they aren't interested, and vice versa. I've come to the conclusion. Yeah. So here's what's interesting about this conversation is the question is, where does this all start? And to answer that question, you don't have to go too far back. Here's where I believe it starts. Starts a lot earlier than 50 years old. Modern women today believe at every stage almost that they are better than the men they actually qualify for. And they inevitably end up in a situation where they're old and still searching for Mr. Perfect. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Let's get it.
I cannot stress this enough. Men are not worth settling for in any circumstance, any way, shape, or form. It's not worth it. Like, we're so indoctrinated to believe that, like, we have to get married. We have to, like, aspire to, like, having a relationship, having a man in our lives. Like, the goal shouldn't be to get married. The goal should be to be happy.
Do you guys really think women are indoctrinated today, modern day women, to be wives and get married? No, that's not what feminism has done. And then she says the goal isn't to get married, it's to be happy. Life's not about happiness, but they will find that out.
So if a man in your life is not making your life better, easier, happier, more enjoyable, like, there's no reason he should be in your life. At least when men settle for a partner, they get like a personal assistant, a house manager, a nanny, a chef, a therapist. What do women get when we settle for a man?
Listen to all the people she named off the men settle for. Personal assistant, this is that. Like, average men aren't doing that.
It treats us like less than the way that we want to be treated. We get emotionally, physically, mentally drained. It is not worth it. Once you get to the like mindset that like men are not worth settling for, that is when you get the good men, because they're the only ones that you'll accept.
All right, so you guys heard it. Women they don't hold back, man. If I say to you, women are not worth settling for, my channel becomes toxic. Right? But on TikTok, by the way, where think I've been shadow banned, I can't say that. Right? Women are not worth settling for. And I don't believe that. I believe the right type of woman is worth taking care of and being a good boyfriend, partner, husband, whatever you want to call it. I do believe that. But I want you guys to think of how we have been conditioned to hear things like men are not worth settling for. And it's just accepted. And there's this bitterness and anger, misandry that comes from modern day women. Let's check out this next comment in response to that video that says, better to be alone than to settle. Again, proof that they would rather be alone than settle. So do not feel bad for a lot of these women. Here's another comment that says the amount of abuse women put up with just to have a man around is insane. And another comment here says, I'm so glad younger women are realizing this before they're ruin their lives. She responds and says, doing the best to tell them, LOL. Here's another comment that says, facts, save yourself the absolute headache. So they're encouraging women to not settle and to have unrealistically high expectations. Here's another comment that says, being alone is better than trying to rehab a man. I'm not a social worker, psychologist, or nurse. That's that. And so some of you right now may be saying, well, Chisha, that's not true. Women aren't tapping out of the dating market because of unrealistic standards. That woman is just old and it's just the older women, and that other woman just doesn't want to settle. Well, check this out.
So tonight I came to the conclusion that I am officially done pursuing any sort of relationship. I am so tired of thinking it's gonna work out with someone and then it doesn't work. Like, there's literally no point for me anymore to even try, because one, it's very rare that I find someone that I actually feel like opening up to. And once I do open up to someone, like, I assume that they feel the same way about me as I do about them. And then what ends up happening is I just end up getting hurt because I love really, really hard and I just choose the wrong people. And unfortunately, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have it in me to like find someone that like is healthy or good for me. Like, I obviously want that, but that's not what I'm attracted to. And so I'm not gonna settle for someone that I'm not attracted to just because like they're good for me. And I know that sounds really bad. I
want you guys to make sure you heard that. I'm not going to settle for someone who I'm not, necessarily as attracted to because they're good for me. Sometimes in life, you have to choose, you have to compromise what's good for you for the way someone makes you feel. Again, guys, it's nothing to do with being 50 or getting older. It's all in here. Mindset.
I hope that makes sense. I'm just genuinely at a point right now where I would so much rather be like single and alone and in peace than ever get into something ever again where I'm the one that's left so hurt. I am done putting my emotions on the line for someone, and I'm done crying over men because it's just not worth it for my health at all. But yeah, I think what really hurts is just like having a vision of thinking that something's going to work out, and then you start seeing someone's true colors, and then you realize that it's probably not right for you. So yeah, I'm done. I give up. I am not doing this anymore. No point.
All right, there you go. It sounds like this chick is messing with guys who are playing her. You guys know, of course, there's a guy in her DMs who would treat her like a princess, give her the world. But no, she wants that top percent man and probably is not willing to do what it takes to maintain and keep that man's attention, right? But the question here, again, the final video here that I'm going to play for you guys is, where does this all end, right? What's the final destination for modern women who overvalue their SMV, their sexual market value? I mean, are they just going to go on like this to the very last breath? Maybe. I think I might have some proof of what that may look like. Let's get it.
Untouched by intimacy and covered in wrinkles, Teresia has never seen the nakedness of a man, and for 122 years, she lives on with the unfulfilled desire, a defiant hope, and a courageous spirit of waiting that one day a man will emerge and embrace her soul. This woman here is 123 years old, and yes, she had never spent a night with the company of a man.
cyokora kuri ubu ngubu mbega nanjye mwantera inkunga ako kagabo mukakambonera.
She's asking for help. Yo, don't be mad at me, man. Blame this film camera who knew exactly what they're doing. Talking about covered in wrinkles, untouched by intimacy and covered in wrinkles. Golly. Did they have to say that? All right, guys, listen. That's it. That's it for this video. I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. Listen, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out.